We've just arrived. It's day one of our tour and we're in Melbourne, the Langham. We've just come out of the hotel and this is down by the river and it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's after the rush hour. There's some people walking across the bridge and it's a beautiful river. We're going to go exploring and later we're going to have a nice lunch on a tram. This is Federation Square. It's talked about in the travel books. It's not as big as they make it look. It's kind of funky the way it is. It's 10 in the morning, there's not much going on, but there's this movie up there. It's just a funny little movie. It's something. Since it's, oh, you know what? It isn't Monday. It's Wednesday here. We left on Monday. It's very confusing when you cross the date line. And that's the tower from their opera center. And maybe I can do this. The sun's right. This is another interesting building. That's about it for Federation Square. It's more of a modern arts enclave. March is the beginning of their fall. It's very quiet down here. I don't know if it's just the way it is. But we have one lonely person, one lonely photographer out there trying to get the perfect picture. The city isn't too big. And here is another walkway along this river. This afternoon we're waiting for the tram where we're going to have lunch. It should be fun. It's called the Colonial Restaurant. You can see it up there. Okay, this is the tram we've all been waiting for. All those hungry people down there are now going to ride on this tram and have lunch. See, it says restaurant. We'll see about this. Oh, here comes another one. It's 3 separate cars. Well, what do you know? These are the old trams. And last but not least, here comes the little choo-choo tram. Oh, I wonder which one has the best food. I am very hungry. I wonder which one has the best desserts. Okay, now we were on the train. See how nice this is? It's a little dark in here. I don't know if you're ever going to see it. Look at these little dishes there. Oops, I have to let the person in that's behind me. Now it's about 4 o'clock. So you can see the difference. Beautiful day, clear sky. This one building fascinates me. It's one of the prettiest, most unusual buildings in where you see all your views. This is fun. You see the bees? We saw them from the hotel. And there's one crawling up this side. See, that bee got inside the building. Those people are going to be surprised. Now, as you might recall, I was here earlier. Look at the difference the light makes. Wow. You saw this. Now, I don't know if you can see me. But there I am on that big screen filming. Am I there? Oh, there I am. He's waving, he's waving. There he is. There we are on the big screen as I move out. Melbourne is famous for its street art. As you can see, these walls are covered with it. Very interesting. This is some of the better art as I zip down this way. This one's kind of scary. There's more street art. This whole street is covered. I don't know, at least it gets their frustrations out. So this is what happens to banks. They become department stores. But that's okay. No more tellers. But they still have plenty of suits. And there's a beautiful, all the beautiful railings. And lots of chocolate and chocolate and chocolate and chocolate. Yummy. Many Easter bunnies. Jonathan promised me we'd come back here. Look at these gorgeous, gorgeous sweets. Oh my gosh. He told me a story about a mirror too that was shipped from Paris. This is something.
And then after the GIs were gone, then they uncovered the floor and did all the individual stone repairs.
This is one of the most largest mosaic floor in Australia. Maybe a lot of other places, boy. It's been well taken care of. As you can see from up here.
This is the original purpose of this building was as a grain warehouse.
Yeah, Jonathan's a great guide. This is the jail. Australia had a history of convicts, and they aren't very pleasant places. This is a cell. Imagine spending time in here all day. No, just this, wooden benches, and one little toilet. There's a toilet right there. Oh boy. This is the famous padded cell where Jonathan stayed after he'd been with me for a while. Well, this is definitely a gruesome place. I am glad I didn't pursue a life of crime. These aren't very big cells, and I don't think... Oop, there's somebody in there still. Heavens. Oop. Not a place you want to be. One little window. Gosh, they barely look 6 feet wide. There's a little bed. Forget this life of crime. Do you wish you'd never pursued it? Oh yeah. I'm very sad about it. It's interesting. This is one of the buildings in the city that's very unusual. You can see how the balconies and the windows come out and it's wavy. So that would be interesting to have as a balcony, huh? Coming down to the very bottom here. It's Friday morning after the rush hour, and notice, it's a pink subway. Everything's pink in this city. She has pink on, it matches the subway. Now we're getting some coffee, I'll show you that. He's making our coffee. I hope he doesn't mind I'm putting him in my movie. This is called PTWW. You can't hang with us, it says. I don't know. Aha, we're at DeGrave Street. And there's one lonely guy down there singing his little lungs out. I don't think he's going to make much today. Those two people don't look like they're going to be giving him too much. Okay, Jonathan, how do you like this coffee? Show us. What did you get there? And it cost us how much? $4. $4. I thought it was $5. Oh, $4 American. I think. Now, here we go. Here's the version of pastries. Not all bad. This is your, what do you call it, Dunkin' Donuts of Melbourne. This is a good example of the architecture. They have some very pretty architecture here. There's some gargoyles up here that Jonathan pointed out to me. I'm standing on the steps of the Shrine of Remembrance looking at the city. It's an interesting day with the clouds. It's a very moving memorial. And right in the center of the screen, there's a face on the building. Well, this is an interesting place. This is Captain Cook's parents' cottage. The gentleman from Australia bought it and had it shipped from England, stone by stone. See the lovely gardens? Can you imagine? And then it was rebuilt. All the stones were numbered because Captain Cook was the first Englishman to chart the coast of Australia. So he's a very important person. Not really the Captain Cook that was in Peter Pan, like you might have thought. This is called the Fairies tree. It was carved in, let's go see, I don't know. See all these pretty carvings? So it was carved, as this little sign says, 1931 to 1934. It's very pretty. Quite detailed with all these little animals and oh, there's a spider web. So, all these unexpected little things I find on our nice trip. And to go with the Fairies tree is this modern Tudor village. I think it's called Model Tudor Village. Isn't it charming? This is Fitzroy Gardens in Melbourne. And it's late Friday afternoon. And we were lucky this guide at the Captain Cook house. It was Captain Hook and Peter Pan, by the way. Told us about it, and here we are investigating this garden. Leave it to the English to figure out these little things to make gardens so charming for the children. Australia, 1,000 miles in any direction from anywhere. Not a good place for your car to break down. This is one of 3. This may be as close as we get. Some people climb up the rock, but I don't think we're going to be doing that. Not today. They said that when this was first discovered by an Englishman, he called it a rather large pebble. It's a monolith. It's a rock, one big rock in the middle of nowhere. My theory is that many years ago, that when they dug out the Grand Canyon, they brought all the dirt here. And that's the story. Here I am at the rock again, and you must see a ritual is happening. Every evening people come to photograph the rock, and if you see off in the distance here, drink champagne. I'm going to have some. Many people come and they have all kinds of food and smells. It's like the Ayers Rock tailgate party. These are cave paintings by the Aborigines. Very old. Talk about all sorts of things. That's a skirt and water holes and many things that the Aborigines communicated. Okay, this is where I launched myself today on my first snorkel adventure. You can see the people getting ready to dive in. And there are many fishes down in there. And there's the lifeguard. And way out there, way out there is the real Great Barrier Reef. You gotta go way out to see all the pretty colors, Jonathan says. So I won't feel bad, but I did swim right next to a big fish. He and I became good buds. He said, I don't taste good, I don't taste good. I said, okay. This is Silky Oaks Lodge. And they have all these separate cabins. That's very pretty. This is in the middle of the jungle. All these little cabins are hidden in amongst the trees. And hidden behind these bushes is our cabin. It was called... Oops, I don't think that's our cabin. This is our little cottage amongst the jungle. I think I've had enough jungle charm though by now. This is our 3rd day and we leave tomorrow morning for Sydney. Back to large cups of, it's called platypus. Back to large cups of coffee, salt on the table. So, there you go. This is our room at the Silky Oaks Lodge. It's quite nice. The outside reminds me of the Russian River. Very foresty. They have mud baths here, so that's interesting. I didn't take a mud bath. This is the dining area. Very open. You can experience like the city, and it's so nice and warm. It can be a little humid, but I'll take humidity any day, and probably the only situation I can sit on an open patio without being cold. But notice there's no salt. I don't know if that's an aesthetic thing or a purity thing. The food here is we had raspberry rose petal ice cream last night. The only internet is in this room. Here we have a family of crocodiles. A whole little group. They're having a meeting. They're pretty big. There's a crocodile. They're trying. No. Now we're seeing if he'll jump. There you go. Oh, he might just jump up. We're watching. Oh.
Hardwired into him. He's compelled to have a
crocodile here.
But in the wild, they don't really know when the next feed is coming. It's quite an impressive crocodile, isn't it?
We're watching.
He chopped a piece off it, but he just got an interesting thing.
There he is. Wow.
Come on, up here. That's the boy. Got that guy?
Oh dear. Wow. Good.
Walkies, mate. What I'm going to do is going to stop him. Just want him to come back. So we're going to do a little bit of a demonstration on rolling and head shaking. Don't you want to come in and grab him? Not real keen? Just got to show this up. Oh yeah, good. To tap on with the rope, it's like he's caught something alive and the legs and wings are flapping. So usually that gives him the instinct to start shaking that head violently to try and kill whatever in his mouth. There we go.
No.
Well done, nice joke.
No.
Thanks, mate. Awesome. Stay there, Hagrid. So there's another crocodile here, guys, which I'm going to show you. We've got two crocs. We change them over regularly. Right, a lot of big predatory animals have this defence mechanism for their sight. What it does, the eyes sink in and the cartilage comes up over the top. Sharks have it, the big cats in Africa have it, crocodilians have it, and basically protects the eyes from horns, hooves, teeth and claws, right, when they come in to make an attack. But however, funnily enough, the poking in the eye routine did work, do ya? Oi. Oi.
Oh wow.
Cool as that, eh?
Yeah.
Drew. Okay. No worries, go settle. Settle. Settle.
Oh.
Settle. You are full of beans today, boy. Get him.
Uh-oh.
Cheers, son. Thanks, mate. Alright. There we go. We're going good. Alright, would you like to see me feed him?
Yeah.
I reckon he's done pretty good so far, right? So we'll give him a little bit of food. Boy, chicken. Chicken. Not the turkey, hold it.
Come. I think you have to see him
Alright, one more little bit of food, guys. What do you reckon? Alright, there we go, everybody. Thank you very much.
Bye, Mr. Crocodile. Well, this is how close you can get to kangaroos in this place. Look at them. Jonathan's over there trying to have a conversation. They're looking, they say, where's the food? Come on, give me some food. Oh, you guys are cheapskates. Oh, maybe we have something here. Would you like to smile? Smile for me? Wow, these guys were mean to me. Well, you should have seen it. They grabbed me. They actually grabbed my hand. Now Jonathan's teasing them. Boy, they don't take him on. They would have grabbed me. Whoop. No. Looks back. Says, I got it. and they're all coming back. This is quite an experience. They're still eating that cone. These are the guys that attacked me. He's the ringleader, I think. Look at him. He's coming back. Uh-oh. This is the group, and they're all feeding. And Jonathan has some, and everybody's has a little. These guys know it. Over here, people are filming, and everything's happening. And there they are. But everybody's safe. They say this is a kangaroo because he has big feet. He's very nice. But those wallabies aren't so nice. These are dingoes. They're prettier than I thought they'd be. Pretty interesting dogs. These are hedgehogs, some sort. The cages seem bigger here. And the animal, oh, there's one. He just flew. Oh, they're just flying. Now they're having a little conversation. Oh, he says, get off my branch. Okay, I'll go up here with my friend up here. Hi, buddy. Except now they're having a private conversation. There they are. These are the four. They're all sleeping together. This is the world's most venomous snake. They have some really interesting creatures here. This guy is pretty interesting looking too. He's a little more active than some of them. It's Saturday morning and we're off to Manly Beach, and we are gonna probably cross the bridge. This is a beautiful lighting for the skyline. And there's the bridge. And if you look really hard, if you look, I might be able to pick them up. There's people climbing up to the top of that. It's a lovely city, just like I said. Taking us to a deli to sample all these wonderful foods. These are our guides, and this is the beginning of our foodie tour today. See all these things back here. This is a big...
Okay, guys, you're coming in. We'll get you all in. We don't bite.
Can I take your photo?
And she doesn't mind you taking her photo. Don't take mine. I'm not that pretty. She's much prettier. Okay. Keep coming. And this is the top of the range cheese. Okay. And this is the one wheel. Now this shop is very famous, as I said. Many people come from all over Sydney for this thing. They'll go through one of these wheels on a weekend. They'll go through another wheel Monday to Friday. There is 610 litres of milk in one of these wheels. They'll tell you 100 grams of this is probably better than a 300 gram steak. Serena's son, Joseph, who does all the importing of the Italian products these days, will tell you the Italian soccer team will have some of this Reggiano before they go on the soccer field because of the energy levels.
There we go, the Sydney Fish Market. It's an experience to remember. That's probably the thing that amazes me the most, how well presented it is and how clean everything is. I thought the market district was pretty great, but wow. I wish we had something like this at home. It doesn't quite do it down on the strip. Continuing on, and it goes on and look down here, and then we look up here, and continuing, look at these, holy moly. Now there's a lobster dinner for you. None of them little 1 pound, 2 pound things here. Whoa. You could say it's from soup to nuts. I would say it's from shrimp to sushi. I could have exactly a dozen appetites and come down here and have dinner. And now we have our shellfish. So, this can see the big ones over there that aren't alive. My, that's on the other. And this is still continuing around. I've never seen so many different fish, and all so beautiful. It's not only are they a variety, but they all are just so exquisite. Whoever thought you'd talk about beautiful fish? I don't have time to cover this whole place. It's so huge, and this is where they're having some lunch dishes. There are food courts, and then there are food courts. Now this is one that I wish I had up in the South Hills Village. All the food is truly beautiful. And it goes on and on and on and on. Stop on our foodie tour. It is, as you see, Harry's Pie Shop. Here's some frequent patrons of Harvey's Pie Shop. They're having a good time. On foodie tour, we have samples of 3 beers. Okay, this is the hotel. I'm taking a picture of this Fitzroy's bar that we've just had a lovely presentation in. To the Messina Gelato Bar. Ah, yes, and the lovely people that serve the chocolate in this great little place. We have all these different flavors to choose from. We had 40 flavors, and I tried the chocolate mint and chocolate chip. Not very adventurous. So, as I guess they would say, this is a sweet way to end the day. We're walking around Sydney, and these are some of the buildings, just the city. We're at the bottom of where we had dinner last night at the O Bar, and it's Friday night, and it is busy.
Interesting. But anyway.
Oh, everybody's out, having a good time. A lot of places have people, young people especially, enjoying themselves, having the drinks. It's a busy city. This is the inside of Victoria Market. I took some pictures of that. It's a beautiful place, as you can see. We're on one of the middle floors, but it goes down at least that far. All these lovely shops. And this wonderful clock. This is Manly Beach. I'm not at the beach. This is just another nice, small, quaint town. Seems like it's a little more affordable than downtown Sydney. This is another little view of the city. Very quaint. Would be fun to spend a little time here. And this is Manly Beach. A very, very nice beach. Lovely day, 75 degrees. And now I've recorded what I've done for this day. Oh, we're on the ferry going back to the city. And this is the view. This is a marvelous building, an architectural marvel. It was wonderful being inside, seeing the beautiful inside where they sing the operas and play the symphonies. I'm up here at the top of the Sydney Bridge pylon, and I'm taking a movie to record the fact that I did this feat. I didn't climb the bridge. I'll show you some climbers in a minute after I get to the Sydney Opera House. Once more, there are a lot of pictures of that. It's very photographic. I have some ships, a big ship way out there on the bay. It's as big as the one I passed a moment ago. And all these beautiful homes. It must be something to really live here. The houses, homes. Kind of reminds me of Tiburon and Belvedere Island, only a lot bigger buildings. And then... oh, there they are, those people climbing that bridge. You can see. I can change my mind one little bit about doing that since I've seen them all. And besides, they paid $200 or $300 to do that. This is another view from a different angle of Sydney. Sydney is so impressive. There's a big bridge out there. I'm coming around back to where we started a moment ago. It's a lovely day, so the city's looking even more glamorous. And our hotel is right down there, right behind the boat. We're zooming down to see. Oops, there's our room. You can see it hasn't been made up yet. Oh well, guess we'll stay here a while longer. That's the ferry we would take if we lived here. We would live in Manly, and then you could take this ferry that's fairly reasonable to come into the city. Then we could go to this beautiful opera, see some symphony or some other type of venue. And then after that, we could go over, there's lots of nice restaurants over this way and down into this area. Let's see, that's called the Rocks. There's all kinds of cafes and shops. So maybe if you don't hear from me for a while, you'll know where to find us. This is where the Rick Steves people stay. And there they are having some afternoon beer. Saturday night in Sydney, down by the Opera House. This goes on and on and on. We're here, so many people out and about, it's amazing. And that is Good Night Sydney.